Okay, what is going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome, very good to see you all. A couple of things out the bat. First off, sorry I'm an hour late to the stream. If you didn't see, they posted some news this morning, and so technically that is why I scheduled the streams at 9:30, is in case they post something at 9, I have a little bit of time to do it. So I just put out a video about a surprise PTS phase that's coming tomorrow. If you want all the news on that, feel free to check out that video. So yeah, I posted in the Discord. I was going to be a bit late, so sorry there. Also, just now, I had to run that stream starting screen for like 10 minutes because my headset apparently doesn't work anymore. I don't know what's up with that, so I'm going to have to tweak some audio things in a moment here. Anyway, what is going on, people? Very good to see you all. I see the chat is already lighting up about stretch goals discussion, which, yes, I want to get into in this stream. Very good to see you all. Let me scroll up here. Who do we got? Bruno, first in the chat. What's up, man? Akito, Lil X, Kaz, Marsh, King, Trey, Matt Kane, Taken, Dylan. What is going on, everybody? What are people saying? Yes. Yes. Still no Lexi after so many caches. I'm lucky I keep getting Caretaker. Increase the drop rate. I'm at 250, no Lexington. Yeah. So we'll get into it. As per usual. What's up, Marsh? 3 weeks into parenthood, really living the game through you. Congrats, dude. That's awesome. I hope it's going well. I hope you haven't lost too much sleep, which I know you probably have. But thanks for being here, man. Waterpillow said, I heard we get a new mission on the 9th of September. Is that true? We get a new season on the 9th of September. So if we go into here, you'll see that the season ends in 1 week, 6 days. So on the 9th, we get the Pact, which means, you know, whole new slew of scouts leading up to a mission at the end of the season. We've got the new Retaliations mode. We've got new gear, new season pass, all that stuff. So that's what's coming on the 9th, but not a new mission specifically. Taken with the 1 month member message. What's up, dude? Do you think they should just up the season pass ownership bonus for the rest of the event to offset the drop chances as a quick fix? Or just up the rates altogether? I think the problem with going that route is they lean a bit much into the, you know, pay-to-win allegations, which is what last season's stretch goals faced when you could initially buy the levels. While I do think, obviously, that would help the people who have the season pass, I think the rest would be kind of upset. Honestly, I don't think they're going to make any changes this event. We'll be waiting until next season to see some feedback implemented there. All right. We are going to, don't worry, we've got a full 2-3 hour stream to talk about this, guys. What I want to do quickly is just go over our usual little announcements. People have been saying the recruiter bundle is currently in the store, so that's there if you're interested in that. As I mentioned, they just announced a Phase 2 for the PTS is coming tomorrow. They originally did not plan on a Phase 2, but that's going to be happening. I'm not going to stream it or anything, but I will dive in, and if there's stuff worthy of making a video on, I will do it later in the week. There's one other thing. What am I trying to remember? I forgot. But it is a new week. I think we're done with events though, right? Yeah, it's just the usual stuff. So what I do need to do before we continue is figure out my audio, because like I said, my headset died, so I'm using earbuds, but the audio is super loud in them. So let's see if I can fix this here. I'm going to turn this down to like that, maybe. and then I'm going to boost the audio on OBS. And hopefully that will offset things. So please let me know once we get in if the gameplay is too loud or too quiet. Just let me know, because I'm trying to tune it to where it normally would be, but at different values. Ace of Spade coming in with the $20. Thank you so much, my friend. Didn't leave a message or nothing. Just dropping $20 of support. That's very generous of you, Ace. Thank you so much. Hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday so far. Okay, I need to fix my mic because this is also not good. I'm just all over the place today. So my apologies, folks. But thank you all for tuning in. We have over 250 people in here already. And we are just getting going. Okay. Mike, please cooperate. Just go right there. That should be good. Alright, y'all have to bear with me while while I'm scrambling this morning. Demarsh coming in with a 2-month member announcement, I suppose, if there's no message there. Appreciate it very much, man. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Clearly you have much better, or much more important things, I'll say, that you could be spending your money on. So thank you for supporting what I do, man. And I hope you can continue to get some sleep. Ure coming in with the 10 gifted. Keeping up the tradition of before I even step out of the little starting space here. Thank you so much, Ure. Going to Agent Geo, Denver, Tamako, good to see you. Taken, Anubis, Darkside. It's a different Taken. Oh, my spot jumped here. Full Metal, Jareth, Christopher, Tempo. Welcome. 10 people coming to Rogue Studios courtesy of Ure. If you're here, please drop a thank you. Matt Kane as well. Coming in with 10 more. Going to Solar, Possum, Gamer Girl, Nox, Half Baked, Jang, Yu-Gi-Oh! Who we got? Kakalko, hope I'm saying that right. Squirrel, and TOS Gang. My goodness, folks. 20 people coming to Rogue Studios. If I shout out your name at all, please drop a thank you to either Matt or Ure for their generosity. Thank you both so much. Diamond as well. Coming in with 10 more. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing here. Goodness gracious. Diamond, thank you. We're never going to get to discussion because Killnerve is also coming in with 10. You guys are incredible. Killnerve, thank you. 10 more going to Champ, Jack Stafford, D's Nuts, wonderful name, Gremling, Kabuto, KB, Jurgen, Breezy, and Flyin'. Holy goodness. Alright, again, if any of y'all are here, please drop a thank you in the chat. Killnerve, Matt, Ure, Diamond, and Ace. Thank you all so much for the kindness. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Matt said 2 o'clock meeting, so I'll miss the first hour or so. Have fun grinding. I hope the meeting's not too intolerable. Matt, thank you again for the gifted. And yes, I will certainly still be here afterwards. Hopefully by then we'll be chatting about things. Good Lord. All right, quick note to the 30 people who just got gifted subs. You now get... I say subs, memberships. You now get badges next to your name. You get emotes you can use here in the live chat and on the channel. And if you want to join our Discord server and link up your YouTube account in the settings, you'll get special access in there. Once again, thank you, everybody. Okay, let's get into this now, shall we? So that people don't just think I sit here all day and do nothing. Stretch goals. The wonderful world of stretch goals. It's quite the topic. I won't say everybody. The vast majority are saying that they think the drop rates are too low. And I think it's a tricky subject because, on the one hand, at least in my opinion, you don't want the event to simply be a handout where you sign in, do like 2 things, and you have all the stuff you want. Because this is a looter shooter, right? You're going for goals, and there is a certain rarity that they want to assign to these items. On the other hand, when, as people have said, they're level 150, 200, 250, 3, whatever, and they've gotten nothing they want, that is very tough. But then on the other hand, as I've seen some people saying, in the first like 10 caches, they have a Lexington, and someone even got like an Eagle Bearer on their first cache. Now, RNG is RNG. Someone is always going to be lucky and get that stuff. But on the other hand, there's then the cases on the other side where people get nothing and then they feel discouraged and they don't want to play. The two big changes, well, there's a few things to it. On the one hand, there is somewhat of a misunderstanding of how these caches work, I think. Because what I see people saying is, oh, it's so unfair that I keep getting, what are they called? The cloaks, the captain, all this other stuff, and I'm getting no Lexingtons. What some people I think don't get is that those items actually are a completely separate thing from the Lexington, and they do not, or any other, rare named item, and they don't conflict with your chances to get either one. If you look at the Summer Swarm cache breakdown here, it says the top two things are unmarked shade supplies, and then you get materials for this season's two new sets. It is guaranteed every single Summer Swarm cache that you're either going to get imminent armaments, measured assembly, or one of the named items. That's going to happen every single time. So that is why you're seeing those so often, is because a Summer Swarm cache is essentially just a season cache. Oh, it's actually not what that one is, but it's essentially just a season cache with then bonus chances for stuff like the Lexington and whatever else, right? So that is the first point to understand, because some people I think are not quite getting that. So here, if I buy a Crossroads cache, this is what a Summer Swarm cache is without the bonus drops. So I would get those. In other cases, let's just buy a few of them. If I get one of the named items, maybe it's higher skewed than the other ones. Say I got the cloaks. So this is a Summer Swarm cache minus the bonus chances. The bonus chances is where you can then get stuff like the Lexington or Turmoil or Eagle Bear or Chatterbox or the vanity items, whatever, right? That's the first point that I think some people are not fully getting. And I just wanted to explain that for clarity's sake so that everybody knows what's going on. Oh, I forgot that I was doing something before they announced the PTS, and then I had to put a pause on that. Like I said, I'm all over the place today. Okay, that's the first point. We'll come back to it in just a moment, but my goodness, Evil Canadian Goose jumping in with 10 more gifted memberships. Thank you. Going to Sleepy Isaacs. I'm going to hope that's how I say it. Zishan, Nate V, Art of War. Zyko we'll go with. Twan Fish, BZS, and Savage. And hey, it's Tone. There we go. 10 more people coming to Rogue Studios. Evil Canadian Goose, thank you so much. If any of y'all are here that I just shouted out, please give them a thank you in the chat. For the generosity, Ace of Spades coming in with another 20. Saying, hey man, I love you and your videos. Thank you so much. Me and my friends are about to hang out and collect rocks in the DZ. Sounds like a fun time to me. Maybe I'll see you in there if I'm jumping in later for prio objectives. Thank you for another 20, man. That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. The Goo Guy as well, don't think I forgot, with another 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Been a while since I tuned in, loving the recent content. I appreciate it very much, man. You guys are too much. And if anyone doesn't get that reference, I've been given permission from this individual to call them that, even though it seems, rude at first glance. Goo Guy, Ace, Evil, again, thank you all very much for that. He said no need to thank, just give it back to the world and community for the kindness in the division. Big ups. That is an amazing attitude to have. All right. So, that was the first point that I wanted to explain about how the caches work. When you get a cloak, or you get a captain, or you get pieces of measured assembly or imminent armaments, those are not actually counteracting your chances to get a Lexington or whatever else, right? That's the first point. Then, though, we have the drop chances where it's like 10% for one of the named items. The Lexington is then skewed higher. You then have items like the Turmoil, the Caretaker, all of those. There are two main changes that I think they should do. Because, again, I don't believe this event should be turned into a handout kind of thing. It's there so that you have something to farm at the end of the season and hopefully a long-term goal, something you can work towards. The The first part, though, is that the loot pool, specifically for the named items, has been heavily diluted, and I know a lot of you said the same thing, because of the inclusion of all of the loot goblin items, right? Stuff like the Slayer, the Chill Out, the First Sight, the Harvest, whatever. Removing those in and of themselves, I think, would help a lot. Because at the very least, then, when you see you get a bonus drop, you don't then end up with a Slayer, and you're like, wow, I got my rare roll, and it was nothing. So that is the first change that I think they should make. That would probably marginally increase the drop chances themselves for stuff like the Lexington, Caretaker, Hunter, Killer, Huntsman, whatever. So that's one change I think they should make. The other thing, though, because honestly I don't think they should raise the drop rates like incredibly, by a little bit, sure. But the other change they could absolutely make is implement some kind of bad luck protection system. Because again, there's some people who open their first cache and get a Lexington and an Eagle Bearer in one go. I saw someone with that online. But for those people who get to level 150, level 200, 250, like I was saying, and they get nothing, then at that point, there should be some kind of system that says, okay, you've grinded this much, we'll now allow you to get one guaranteed. How they do that, I'm sure there's many ways that could go about it. My thought was maybe when you hit 200 or 300, it gives you, or maybe every 100 that you go, 50, whatever the interval they want to do, it gives you a token, and then there's some kind of vendor you could go to that has the Lexington, the Turmoil, whatever, and then you could spend that token and get the item. In that way, in my mind, you then retain the grind aspect of the event. It's meant to be something you invest into and spend your time on at the end of the season, but if you go long enough and you've gotten nothing, or you just haven't gotten what you want, there is then that bad luck protection in place so that you could still, get the item by the end of it. Though, in my mind, those are the two big changes that I think should be made. If that's, whether or not they're going to do any kind of big changes for this current Stretch Goals event, I honestly don't think they will. Any changes we're going to see is probably next season. But in my mind, doing those two things would help a lot. Well, X said, please join the dev team. I've given this feedback directly to them. Those 2 points I told them directly. So what they choose to do is up to them. They've got a lot of feedback to go through, and I'm sure they will adjust accordingly. Tamako with the, I don't know how much that is in my currency, but thank you so much for the donation. Said there was a voice message about April. The Japanese version of the of New York Collapse Survival Guide was released in June, so I was really excited. The video was fun. Did they just release that in Japan? I'm both surprised that they would do that so many years later, but that's also really cool. Yeah, it was I was really excited to see April back. Spoilers, sorry. That was in my last video, though. And thank you as well for the donation. That's very kind of you. But hopefully, if the other books aren't translated in Japan, I hope they do that at some point, because all Division fans deserve to be able to access those if they want to. But yeah, it was awesome to see April back again. Thank you for the generosity. Thank you for the donation. All right, I'm out of breath, man. Recorded that video just before going live, and then we dove into the Stretch Goals thing right away. Let's get going with some actual gameplay instead of me just standing here, and then we can, of course, discuss more as time goes on. I also wanted to put that at the start of the stream in case anyone checks out the VOD. Then they can get straight to my thoughts. We have our weekly projects reset because it's Tuesday. I'm going to do Descent because I need the comm anyway. We have a priority objective lined up, so let's get to it. I need to adjust my audio a bit as well. As I said, folks, I'm scrambling a little bit this morning, so thanks for putting up with me.
Deactivating shade protocols. Entering combat simulation program. Combat simulation program activated.
I will take an MP7. And, whoa, ride foam and decoy off the bat. Well, we'll take riot foam, because that will help out a lot with the Nemesis. Once again, once we actually get into the gameplay here, if anybody has feedback to give on the audio, please let me know. I need to lower this a little bit more. Because my headset apparently doesn't work anymore. So there, I turned it up a little bit in OBS, but if it's too quiet or too loud compared to me talking, let me know.
Room selected. Difficulty rating easy. Hostiles constructing.
Michael coming in with 5 more gifted. Thank you so much, man. Davis Groth, Juan, Thado, hope I'm saying that right. Old Man, and Alexander. Welcome to Rogue Studios. If y'all are here, please drop Michael or Acid Jack a thank you in the chat. Once again, goodness me. People, thank you so much for being insanely kind. How you doing today, Michael? By the way, Sam said, how does someone find you on Patreon? I don't have a Patreon, but I do. I just have memberships enabled here on the channel. So if you're inclined to support in that way, feel free to look into memberships. If you don't see the join button next to like where the subscribe button would be, I have a link in all of my video descriptions and streams. That should take you right there. But no, I just have optional memberships here on the channel for people who want to support that way, but I don't have a Patreon. I appreciate you asking, though.
Hostile construction initiated.
Okay.
Constructing hostile combatant.
What's up, Sharky? Checking in from South Africa. Yes, the stretch goals farming for rewards are too much. Rewards versus grind is not balanced. And that's the point that, you know, some people might not like me for saying, but that's fine. I still think there should be a grind associated. At the end of the day, this is a looter shooter, and those involve grind. But, as I was just saying a moment ago, for people to go that long and not get what they want is frustrating. Absolutely. The other thing we need to keep in mind is that stretch goals are, I mean, at this point, it's pretty clear. They're going to be here every single season, right? So on the flip side as well, if you make the drop rate specifically for the rarer stuff, like the raid exotics, you know, too high, if they just started basically giving those out, then no one would care about stretch goals in 2-3 seasons time, except for people who are brand new to the game, right? But that's a very hard balance to find, is how do you keep the grind there, but also make people feel like their time is being respected. And that's why I think some kind of bad luck protection system would be ideal. Whether or not that would actually include the raid exotics, I don't know. For sure it should include like the Lexington and the Turmoil. But that is another discussion itself, I suppose. Not gonna lie, the loot pool is so diluted between exotics, cosmetics, holiday weapons. Well, that's the other thing that people need to keep in mind, is that those are all separate chances, at least to my understanding of how it works. Because you can get a cache where you get a vanity item as well as an exotic or a named item. So I think it's less about dilution between the separate pools, but dilution within each pool. Which is why I was saying specifically in the named item pool, they should take out the loot goblin items, because those are so easy to get when the loot goblin is active or when there's an event active, that having them in there, in my opinion, is kind of silly. But you can score multiple bonus items from one Summer Swarm cache, or whatever the stretch goals cache would be called.
Constructing hostile combatant.
But yeah, as far as I haven't even really talked about what we're doing this stream, I need to keep going on mine because I've yet to get all of the vanity items, which is all that I care about, because I have all of the gameplay items. But I need the chest piece and the helmet from the Wasp outfit. That might be it. I don't remember if I have anything else. Don't really want any of those, but we'll take close and personal. The grind for the Lexington was not bad at all. One priority objective got me 1 of 2 crates.
Entering new room.
I think that's why it's a tough thing to balance, right? It's tough to balance RNG when
Hostiles constructing.
you're going to have some people that get it on the first cache and some people that go 200
Hostile construction initiated.
and get nothing. It's like how do you retain grind while respecting the player's time? My sound quality is so much lesser in these earbuds than I'm used to in my headset. Also, normally I close my door when I stream for sound purposes, but it's really hot out today, so I left it open. If you can hear stuff in the background, let me know and I'll fix it.
Serious trauma detected.
How did you light me on fire from there? That was crazy. There's someone else? Where? There we go. Ace, excuse me. Had a cough as soon as I was going to say that out. Ace of Spades with another donation. Thank you for the 2. Said, hey Rogue, what are your thoughts on Riot Foam? That it's just a shock turret from Division 1 disguised. Those are mostly my thoughts. I don't know. I mean, again, like, it's fine in PvE, but in PvP, I think it's quite annoying. If I had my say, I'd probably just yoink it from the game. But yeah. Thank you again for the 2, Ace. Very kind of you. Do I want a SIG or do I want... I'm going to take a Revive 5. Just because why not? Water Pillow, thank you for confirming.
Entering new room.
Do you think they should do a ticket system so each box gets a chance in a ticket after 25.50? Yeah, Gamer Review, that's what we were talking about a moment ago. 25 or 50, in my opinion, would be a little bit too easy. But I do think that if you get to... I was just saying that if you get to, like, rank... maybe every 100 ranks, like if you get to rank 200, you're then awarded a token. And then you can go to a vendor and get one of the items. Again, that specific value, I'm sure, would be pretty heavily debated among people. I still think that stretch goals deserves to be somewhat of a grind. I mean, as I said a few times already, this is still a looter shooter, right? But I think the emphasis on it should be, it shouldn't be viewed as like a guaranteed reward, but it should be viewed as like a bad luck protection. Because again, if someone plays to, let's say, rank 150 and they get everything they want miraculously, they get an Eagle Bearer, they get a Lexington, a Turmoil, then they're not going to go to 200, fine. But if somebody puts in that time and does get to 200 and they still don't have what they want, then they probably deserve some kind of compensation there.
Console online.
What's going on, Mouseside? Good to see you. I probably wouldn't expect too many Descent changes just given how few people play it. It would be cool if they did more with it, as with a lot of other parts of the game, but all comes down to priority and resources.
Hostile construction
Remza said, do you think they'll ever do another Hearts on Fire adjacent book? I don't know. I was honestly surprised when they did the first one just because it was such a unique like mode of telling a story like that. I'm up for any transmedia stuff they want to do, frankly. I eat it all up. I don't know how popular that one was or like how they really funded it. I think that's really what it comes down to, is do they get a return on their investment, which I think they have on the books. I was told that apparently the Division transmedia stuff is the most successful out of any other Ubisoft IP. At least like the recent books, we'll say. I don't know about all time, but like the Crossroads trilogy of books, I guess, was like one of or the most successful out of any of the other recent Ubisoft's endeavors. Do you think the player count will drop significantly over frustration? No. I mean, maybe people will... I mean, I think it's natural that at the start of a 3-week stretch goals event, there'll be more people playing, and then people get what they want and they drop off. But as soon as the new season starts, no. People will be back.
Console available.
I have been through enough changes in this franchise since 2016 to... to know when people mean what they mean, or they're just saying something out of current frustration.
Hostile construction initiated. Hostiles constructing.
Can those who missed out on the Lexington get it yet? Yes. Right now there's a stretch goals event that has the Lexington in the cache. Whether or not it's easy to get is kind of the question of the stream. A lot of people are saying that the event is too grindy in its current implementation, but it is in there. And some people get lucky and get it on their first cache. I've got a video up on the channel that explains the whole thing in case you want kind of a guide. But it is out right now. I'm in a bad spot here. Oh, I was trying to hit the pack. Come on. I just need to wait for riot foam. Gamer Review said, so looking forward to Survivors. Just praying for a low price on it. And then Lil X said, do you think they'll make us pay for survival? No. I would bet a very large sum of money. I'm not going to, just cuz. But I would bet a very large sum of money that there will be zero price attached to Survivors. As I put in my video the other day, like, the main point of feedback they took from the original was that it didn't live up to its full potential because it was paid, and that split off who could actually access it. They would be incredibly short-sighted to make it paid. And like I said, I can virtually guarantee it will be free. But we shall see. I'm indeed very excited for it. Yeah, we haven't even talked about that yet. That obviously happened at the end of last week. 2026 is going to be fun. I think we're seeing that now that certain projects at Massive are wrapping up and things are moving forward. We're getting, especially after the DLC's success a few months ago, we're seeing more and more resources put on the franchise, and that's pretty damn exciting after all these years.
Hostile construction initiated. Constructing hostile combatant.
Oh, I thought maybe I could hit the headshot there. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, goodness. Well, don't hit that either. This is why we take a revive hive. Good lord. Alright, I'll stop messing around with the sniper, I guess. Sorry for trying to have fun, Division.
Console online.
I will absolutely take another vigilance stack. What's going on, Gage? I'm doing fantastic.
Entering new location.
How can I not be? We have
Easy.
425 lovely people hanging out in the stream. It's another Tuesday. We're 2 weeks out from the new season. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Initiated. Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors.
My only issue with the grind is running the same stronghold missions over and over again. That, I honestly need to look more into that. I know people are saying that that's like far and away the best way to do it. I've just been doing like PvP objectives. Excuse me. Now maybe I'm being terribly inefficient, I don't know. But, like, how much better is it to do strongholds than the other stuff? For anyone who's done it. Because if we're talking like single-digit higher efficiency, then that's, you know, sometimes that's just going to be how it is. But if it's like significantly better, then certainly maybe that's worth looking into. If Rogue says he's thinking free, I'm a happy chap. I mean, as always, you know, I can't predict the future. Take my predictions with a grain of salt. Maybe we'll get to next year and they'll say it's paid. But again, I would be extremely surprised if that were the case. Extremely surprised.
Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction initiated.
It's roughly double XP. Oh, 2 levels per run. I assume that's including when you have a priority objective for it. So, I mean, let's see. Doing a stronghold
Supply station
takes... I don't want any of these. I guess I'll take extra. Doing a stronghold takes... I guess it depends on which one you're doing, of course. So, district is the fastest. You can probably do that in 10, 15 minutes.
Entering new location. Difficulty rating.
For 2 levels. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly good.
Hostiles constructing. Hostile spawn from highlighted doors. Constructing hostile combatant.
Army terminal is 1050 just for doing the mission. That's what I feel like. There's a lot of ways that are pretty good. Again, are strongholds like statistically the best way? Maybe. But from what I've seen, it's not like such a great disparity that it's a problem, per se. But again, I could be wrong.
Console available.
Legendary capital with directives only takes 6 minutes, almost 3 levels. I mean, at that point, you're getting into, like, you know, that's just playing the game efficiently. Which is a whole other deal. Cameron coming in with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Cameron. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Going to Vero, Hyper, Ruben, Crusher, and... after I kill these guys. And Elysian. Welcome to Rogue Studios, folks. If you're here, please give Cameron a thank you in the chat. Appreciate the generosity, as always, my friend. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Yeah, I mean, people asked for Because originally when Seasons 2.0 came out, activities didn't give you Season Pass XP. You had to rely on stuff like priority objectives or
System curtailed.
whatever else.
System back
But then
online.
people said we wanted more like the old system. They did it. So if people are just efficiently playing content and getting levels, I see nothing wrong with that. That's what people asked for. So yeah, I think the priority objective scaling is probably the spot they should probably put more attention on. Where are these ads? Up top, maybe?
System malfunctioning. System reactivated.
I was trying to see if I can. Ooh. There's guys to my left as well. That was a whip. Nice. Cameron with the 5 as well, thank you. Said I killed 3 birds in 1 stone with Roosevelt Legendary Weekly and Priority Objective. Nice. That's my favorite part about that system personally, is it's so satisfying to, like you said, line those things all up. Get the project done, get the completion reward, get a prior objective. Like what I'm doing right now with Descent project and my prior objective. I'm like, hell yeah. Efficiency, man. Thank you for another 5, Cameron. Very kind of you. So far, priority objective stronghold missions can get you a level and a half. Having your season mods on, yes. Yeah. Season mods and season pass are the 2 things that'll get you little multipliers. Dude, my weapon selection is terrible. I have riot foam, but I'm stuck with a... What am I going to use? A shotgun and a sniper? I guess we'll swap those. And if I get close to the nemesis, I'll just start shooting. How much XP is the season levels? It's 1,000. So you need 1,000 season pass XP to go up 1 level.
Gas hazard activated.
700% crit damage on tipping scales is going to be stupid.
Easy.
Is that what you can get to now with the buff?
Constructing hostile combatant.
The problem is though, if the stacks still decay as fast as they did, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to hop on to test it out for sure. I really was hoping they would adjust the decay a bit more rather than giving it more crit damage. Oh shoot. But maybe it doesn't need it now, I don't know. Because building it up is the tough part. Ooh. Wonderful aim here.
Console available.
Cameron with another 2, thank you. It was pretty satisfying just doing weeklies now. Yeah. I do like, again, I also like the weekly project flow. Like signing on and being like, great, these will actually contribute towards the thing. That's what's too bad, I think, about the current stretch goal controversy, is that I actually am a fan of the physically the way the event is constructed. I think it's a fun loop to go through your weekly projects, go through the priority objectives to bump it up. But of course, grind time and everything else then plays a huge factor as well.
Hostile construction initiated.
Oh, how'd I miss that? Oh, that didn't kill him?
Console available.
$525. 100 from the chest. Yeah, I think the chest piece is still 75 for tipping scales. But of course, people are not then factoring in like what you can get on the build itself, right? Because what you have your Shade Watch, rolls on every piece, mods on the gun. You could run Killer in theory. So I wouldn't be shocked if you could push 7, 8, 900. Which is pretty insane. That's gonna be wild. I don't want any of these, to be honest. Cameron with another 2, thank you. I don't like that dailies don't have any pass XP. Yeah, it would be nice if they had just a little bit. Like, I understand they don't want to give those too much because they're pretty easy, but it would definitely be nice if you just got even the amount that you get like on your, I can't pull it up in here, but the amount you get on your journey for each of those, like what, 200 or something? That would be a nice like little bonus. So I agree that would be a good change.
Hostile construction initiated. Constructing hostile combatant.
I got a Lexington from a pack but can't craft it. The Lexington is not a craftable weapon. Previously it was only via like a giveaway that people had it, but then you're now able to get it from the stretch goals, but it doesn't go into your crafting station.
Locking the enemy down.
Console available. Supply station activated.
What's up, Geo? Slightly off topic. Blueprints for Huntsman, Shield Splinter, Hunter Killer show up in Anaya. Were they just given away? Yeah, there was a, I want to say it was earlier this season, like in one of the 0.1.2 patches, they just added those blueprints in to her inventory. I think you still had to own the items, if I'm not mistaken. If you don't have them and you got the blueprints, that would certainly be interesting. But yeah, they added those in for everybody.
Poison gas hazard activated. Entering new location. Difficulty rating. High value target.
Oh, Tim, at first I thought you were saying you did get an acceptance letter. I would have been like, congrats. No, it'll probably take them a little bit of time to sift through, because they only closed registration 2 days ago. Oh, well, a day ago, really. I'll put it this way, they only could have started going through them yesterday. So I would imagine you still got to wait a few weeks, probably, until they decide who they're letting in. But best of luck to everybody who signed up. I would love to have you in there. Peek up. It should rocket at my face.
Console active.
Aikido, I don't think it's a requirement that you have to do like PC playtests. The primary goal of the ETF is just a feedback group.
Electrical hazard activated. Entering new location. Difficulty rating. High value target. Hostiles constructing. Spawn from highlighted doors. Hostile construction.
The problem is you have to get over the 50% to get a bonus item drop before you get a chance at anything else. Lurch, what do you mean by that? Now, I want to be clear. I'm not a probability master, and some of this stuff does get pretty confusing, but that, if I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, I don't believe that's how it works. Each of the bonus chance, like each of the bonus categories, all roll independently. Because you can get a vanity item and a named item and an exotic in one go, if you're lucky enough. Oh shoot, I didn't realize I was doing that. I'm very worried about rolling into the Nemesis with a shotgun and a sniper. I feel like I really screwed up in my weapon selection. Is that it? Yep. So you have a 50% chance to get a bonus item, then get a whatever percent for the actual items. Yeah, no. When you open a Summer Swarm cache, it's guaranteed at first that you're going to get items from this season. That's why people are getting so many captains and cloaks and luds and whatever. That's confirmed, like, no matter what, every time you open one. Then you have the breakdown of chances, right? There's a 50% chance you'll get a vanity item so long as you have ones left to collect. You have a 10% chance to get one of the seasonal exotics. You have a 10% chance to get one of the named items, and then a 0.5 for the rare ones. And those are all independent probabilities of one another. Yeah, the vanity has the highest drop chance as long as it's still available. Once you collect it all, then that chance just goes away because you have it all, right? But that doesn't, they don't influence, one another. Why did they put the loot goblin stuff in the pool? Yeah, we went over kind of at least my main points of feedback at the start of the stream, and that's one of them. I think they should definitely look into removing those in future stretch goals. Ikido, unfortunately, the registration's closed. They were only open from Friday to Sunday. So you no longer can right now. Even with Rogue's Blessing last season, I got nothing but Exodus gloves. No. I'm sorry, Lieutenant. A clanmate told me expertise is being removed. Is that correct? No. The only thing they've announced for next season is that they're capping it at 30. So right now, you can get all up to 30 expertise, but even though they're going to continue adding new gear, the cap for expertise will no longer increase. So 30 is the maximum level and power you can get out of the expertise system. Oh no. Oh no. I have to hit those if I'm gonna foam him. This is gonna be a long Nemesis fight, I predict. Did you just drop his trap on himself? That was kind of funny. Although I'm doing some damage. Can I, hello? Oh, please. Please. 1 out of 3 shots is not a good ratio. Oh wait, he's shooting me with like a shotgun. He can barely hit me. Hang on. One more. Hey, beat him with a sniper. Didn't even pull out my shotgun once. Let's go. Let's freaking go. All right, back out of there. Yeah, welcome to Rogue Studios Yu-Gi-Oh! I forgot who gifted you that one because there were a ton earlier, but I appreciate you jumping in and saying thanks. By the way, folks, we got 500 people in here checking out the stream. I appreciate you hanging out. If you've not already and you want to help support and spread it to even more people, you could consider hitting the like button. Helps push it out through the algorithm and all that. But thanks for jumping in. I'm glad. This has been good so far. We're having a good discussion, I feel like, on stretch goals. So we got the project and that done. What can we go for now? Oh, I didn't do my requisition yet. Let's do that. Get essentially free rewards there. That's another 1,000. Then we have Summit, Legendary Roosevelt, and PvP, which is extract from each zone. And do that. I might try and link up my PvP ones, because those tend to go by pretty quick. Let's see, I think that's Countdown. I don't want to do that. Oh, I wonder what... If I could link up this and do Legendary Roosevelt, that would be good. But I don't know. I should probably sort through my rewards first. Oh yeah, I was trying to come on here and set up a build before stream, and that's when they dropped the PTS news, and I was like, oh, I gotta go make a video. So I dropped it where I was.
Agent in need of backup.
700 is now Roosevelt. Gotcha. Well, good thing I didn't pick it. What's your highest loop in Descent? I was trying to think of it, but it'll say right here. 23. I would love to go higher in Descent, but the biggest problem with the mode, and I gave plenty of feedback on this when it released, is that not having the checkpoints is really hard. Because I just don't have the time to sit there for 6 hours or whatever to get to loop 40. So, yeah. I think that time that I got to 23, I got that high, and then I was like, okay, time for me to go do other stuff. Or like literally, I just had to log off to go work on other stuff. So it's tough. No mods in your mask and chest. Yeah, I was in the middle of setting up this build before they dropped the PTS news earlier, so I need to finish it right now before we go out and do stuff. Actually a decent backbone. Hang on. That might be better than the one I have in my inventory now. I don't think I need the rest of this.
Pretty sure this used to be a job for like the Secret Service or something.
What even is Threat from the Imminence Armament set? Threat is basically aggro, if you're familiar with that mechanic, like how likely NPCs are to target you. So typically tanks will build Threat to try and get them to target them more. That's the general idea. I don't know if this was... I thought I didn't have this good of a backbone, but it looks like I did. Yeah, okay, I don't actually need that one. What I was trying to set up with this build was like a fast hands and killer SMG setup with the Tinkerer. I might just re-roll this one I had because the others are kind of bad. I really wanted to use the Banshee. I don't know why. I got the Bighorn in the DZ. Shampoo, congrats. That is quite the accomplishment. Good stuff. At least I can say I'm kind of in the club. I got an eagle bear after years of farming. But congrats. What's up, Libertarian? Good to see you, dude. Not that I'm asking you to reveal any good stuff, but do you know about... Oh, sorry. Not that I'm asking you to reveal, but any good stuff you know about that has not been released by the devs? Yes. And then I slink back to my corner and cackle. Yes, I do. Refuses to elaborate. Exactly what Chris said. Cries an NDA. I'm not trying to. Not trying to lose my YouTube channel here. Okay, fast hands and killer. Let's take this mod off just so I know what I'm working with. 51, 110. I'll just put on crit chance on there. 56. Alright, now I can just pour the rest into damage. I'm not expecting this to be like the best build ever. I just kind of thought it would be fun while we were running through random objectives during this. Sweet. All right. Let's do a check-in. What's chat saying before I jump into another thing? By the way, thank you for the likes. We jumped way up towards 200. I appreciate it very much. Any good stretch goals drops for you? Nothing too notable so far, but I haven't done a ton. I'm only 139. It's been a pretty busy last week since it dropped. But we'll see what we get today. That's what we're going for. I rewatched those DZ farming videos a bunch. I'm on the grind for a good PvP build because of it. Hell yeah. Always happy to get more people into PvP. I'm working on a PvP video for this week because that side of the game is unfortunately not doing too well. So that's yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Oh, I saw you said something earlier, Melisite, would you say? It's not just the time enemy scaling gets out of hand beyond loop 20. When you swapped weapons, the damage from Plague. I changed that so then sawball stacks are wiped. Oh, if you have like the Plague exotic talent in there? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what we were saying earlier, right? I mean, I'm sure Descent could use a lot of work, but do they have the resources or priority to do it in correspondence with how many people play it? Probably not. What's the big buffs that we're talking about? Do you mean in my video from this morning? Nat? I always like things to look forward to, not too impressed with Gamescom reveals. You're not a survival fan? I know some people aren't, so that's totally fair. I mean, for someone like me, that's all I needed to hear, you know? I can't say I did not know about that. That I had no clue about, and so I was quite pleased with that announcement. Conflict has been somewhat populated recently. Dude, I mean, maybe it's just weird luck on my part. I never have to wait very long for a conflict game. Even in the last year, when a lot of people have checked out of PvP because of the issues. Like, at most, I'm waiting, we'll say at a low population time of day, I'm waiting like 2 minutes for a match. But normally it's within the first 30, 45 seconds, which is pretty good, all things considered. So, I think, you know, people say that no one plays PvP and it's not worth investing into. I will always push back on that point. I think if you have healthy PvP, it adds a lot to the variety and longevity of the endgame. But that's just my opinion. Big time, but snow and survival is wasted on Div 2. Should be safe for 3. So that's why I am, I don't want to say convinced, but I would be shocked if Survivors is not being built in such a way that it can transition to 3. I talked about that in my video over the weekend. But especially, I mean, Julian knows what he's doing, right? He's working on Div 3. They wouldn't bring someone like Magnus back to work on this huge project if it was just going to be in Div 2 for a year before Div 3 is ready. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that is what it is going to be. But especially the way they're talking about it, I would be shocked if it's not going to work in Div 3 as well. Okay, so let's, like I said, I think I want to go for this. So let's see if we can get some PvP objectives going. DZ East.
Hostiles guarding location nearby. Access granted.
Complete an activity, I'll get a supply drop. So Caleb, that's actually kind of a misconception right now with the caches that I was trying to clear up at the start of the stream. The Summer Swarm caches are really just season caches disguised as a different thing, right? So every single Summer Swarm cache you open is guaranteed to give you 2 items that are from this season, whether that's the gear set, the brand set, or one of the named items. So when you get a LUD or a cloak, that actually doesn't reduce your chances at all to get a Lexington. They're completely separate things, but you are guaranteed to get one of those every single time. That's not to say that there aren't further changes that can make the overall system better, but that's why you're seeing so many of those. Until Red Storm is back on the division. The problem is I am not sure they're ever coming back. They unfortunately laid off a good number of people. Well, I don't know how many, so I can't say that for sure. But they laid off people after Heartland was canceled. They've been working on Siege. All right, this is not a good DZ build, as I'm learning. And so I really don't know if they're going to bring them back. I mean, the truth is, as much as I love Red Storm, there's more people out there who can work on PvP. It's not like they have some kind of secret formula, right? They have the experience, absolutely. But even for Survivors next year, they're going to have to get someone to work on the PvP side of that, assuming it has it, which I'm sure it will. So, I don't know. Alright, I need a different build. This is not this is not DZ tuned. Although I was going to put on a shield. I did forget to do that. The damage is working. That's what I was really going for. But alright, let me actually open this. Grim said, is Rogue's mic cutting out, or is that just me? Is the audio cutting out for anybody else watching the stream? What's going on, Dad? Again, good to see you.
Available, agent.
All right, everybody's saying the audio is fine. Thank you for confirming. Grim, you could try reloading this stream. Or refreshing the tab, rather. That might help. Loaded said, why am I 210 after getting the full Wasp outfit? No more bonuses, no Lex Turmoil, etc. That's actually, thank you for bringing that up. That is another point that people have been talking about, is that there might actually be a bug with the system. And I just wanted to let you know that I have reported that. So if there is some kind of issue going on, because people have said the same thing, you get the full Vanity outfit and then you've not gotten any more, what's it called, bonus drops since then. I have no idea if that's actually an issue, but multiple people have reported similar experiences, so I did report that. And we'll see if anything comes of that. All right, our next thing is conflict. So I got a pro-objective for it. Oh, I know. I've got bonus items. It's terrible. Not bonus items. Contaminated items. We'll save this just for fun later. Oh, never mind. All 16 of my slots are in use. That's tough. Audio is crispy. Thank you. Now watch, I was talking up the conflict queue times a minute ago, and now it's probably going to take me like 10 minutes to find a game. Because that's how it goes. What's up, Hermes? Good to see you, dude. Libertarian said, I saw that. Sounds like an interesting concept to bridge 2 and 3 somehow. I would just, you know, I would just be so surprised if, you know, people have their different opinions on Julian as a leader for the franchise. Oh, see, that was pretty quick. People have their different thoughts on him, and that's fine. But I know he knows how important survival is for so many people, right? So again, I would just be so surprised if they were willing to put in those kind of resources, right? Bring back Magnus, create a whole new team, if it wasn't with some kind of larger goal in mind. But we'll see. Postman, what's up, dude? I haven't gotten all the vanity items, and I've had no bonus item drops from the Summer Swarm caches twice. Wait, what do you mean twice? Like you've opened 2 caches and gotten no bonus items so far? I mean, that at least would be explainable by RNG. But if that's not what you mean, let me know. Hermes with the 21-month member message. Saying 21. I can finally drink legally. Yeah, for every month you're a member on the channel, you actually gain 1 legal age. 1 legal age? That's definitely proper English. Thank you for being a member for coming on 2 years, man. That's insane. I appreciate you very much, as you know. And I appreciate you checking in the other day. I always feel bad that sometimes I don't get to message people as often as I would like, but sometimes there's just a lot to keep up with. I saw somebody say that bug could be the result of their problem, and that's actually a whole other side to it. If there is a bug going on, like restricting people from getting the drops, this guy's coming up this way, then that could be a huge thing influencing how people are feeling about the event, right? Because people are saying, why does this one feel so much worse than last season's? Well, if there's a bug, that would explain a lot. I broke his armor there, but he was just doing a bit too much. He just jumped down. Oh, there's one this way too?
Serious trauma.
They're on all sides, dude.
Agent down. Agent down.
I should probably look at where I was just staring at chat while I was running down the lane there. What comment was I looking for? Oh. Divinity said, is Yannick still the creative director for Division 3? Good God, why are they just everywhere? Yannick was actually never, so far that we know of, has not been involved with Division 3. He is the creative director for Division 2 and the ongoing stuff they're doing there. But Division 3 is being worked on by a separate team. We don't officially know who the creative director of Division 3 is. I think it's Matthias Carlson, who was the game director on The Division 2. He worked alongside Julian and has worked with him for a long time on a lot of projects. And he updated his LinkedIn in February to say that he's the creative director of something. So I'm pretty sure that he is the creative director on Div 3, while Julian is the wider executive producer. But we don't know that for certain.
Serious trauma detected. And the enemy has acquired the boost. Agent incapacitated.
Well, this build was working at first, but these guys throw on tardigrade, and it's going a little bit rough.
Agent down.
They got someone down there. They've got a guy already. No, this is not going well at all.
We might have to pull you out.
Agent down. Agent down.
Yeah, you push too far into the spawn, and that's what happens.
Low on the reinforcements.
I can't even see where they are, dude.
An agent needs assistance.
Can we flip? We're just not gonna flip. We're stuck here for the rest of the game.
Agent deceased.
You're out of reinforcements. Hang in there. Nobody's pulling out. The fight goes on.
Agent down.
I was wondering if Yannick was involved since he's been around since Div 1. Yeah.
You're the only one left on your team.
Oh,
Agent.
now we flip.
Keep fighting.
When I'm the last person in the game. How wonderful. I never want to say there's no chance, but I think there's quite literally a 0% chance I could win this. But we'll see how many I can take out. I'm trying to find a spot where if they come that way, I'm not immediately visible.
Send a specialization supply drop your way.
Okay, there's one coming right there. There's another. He saw me immediately. So
Vital signs critical. Agent down.
Diamond and Grim were like, oh, you got this. Nope. Immediately down. People are asking what the build is. I will show you right now. We'll back out. Do you think the MK16 SOCOM is a good replacement for the FAL in your DZ Tinkerer build? Yeah. I mean, I think the MK16 is pretty good. At the end of the day, you know, you can run whatever you want. It doesn't have to be the exact weapons that I use. But yeah, I'd say the MK16 is worth trying out. Okay, we got that prio objective done. I would love them to somehow let us bring our current tune and build to be challenged in Survival 2.0. I doubt they'll let the build be brought over, but I don't know. There's so many unknowns at this point, you know. We will just have to wait and see. Here, let me accept. Wow, I know what I'm doing. Let me accept a prio objective, and then I'll show you all the build. Another DZ East activity. This is it right here. Tinkerer with Measured and Flatline. For Umbra with the chest piece and Vigilance. It's pretty good. Unless you face that team right there, apparently, and then you die. You should try Spotter with the Tinkerer mask. It's so good. I was trying this one, but I think I need to work on it a little bit more. Is PvP going to be included in Survival? I would be shocked if it wasn't, but we don't know for sure. We have pretty much zero details. Not to bug, but when's the ETA of the PvP video? Oh, no worries.
Access complete.
I had my plan for this week, and then they announced the PTS. So the goal is by this weekend or the end of this week. It just kind of depends on what else happens with the PTS and all that. But I am actively working on it, so shouldn't be too much longer. Wasn't there an FAL named the Goldie or something? The goalie was one of the ones we got last season. I think it was last season. With perfect pressure point. It's in the general loot pool. Yuri, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you again, as always, for the kindness in supporting the channel with the gifteds. Yeah. Hope you have a good one. See you next week, hopefully. Do we know if the conflict cooler glitch is reported on known issues? To be honest with you, I don't know if I'm aware of that one. If you want to, I haven't seen anything about it on the known issues though. If you want to DM me about it, I can try and get it reported. But I'm not sure I'm even familiar with that current one, if there's a new one. No, we're out of PvP objectives. Zoo. I was hoping it was going to be Roosevelt. We could do the legendary. So I need 3. Hold on. My project says. Let's just extract items. Okay. Let's go do an extraction quick, just so we have east checked off. Whoa. My guy just disappeared. Have Ubisoft acknowledged the potential bug with the Summer Swarm caches? I reported it. Was that last week? I don't remember when. I have not seen any public comments or acknowledgement about it yet. I mean, it's not confirmed that there is a bug. You know, at the end of the day, RNG could just be RNG. But the more people that say that's something they're experiencing makes it seem like it could be a problem. But no, I've not seen any public comments about it yet. If you equip the cooler while getting the spec ammo, you get bonus and infinite rounds. Really?
We're inbound.
I have not seen that. BVR, if you have a video of that happening that you're able to send over, that would be very helpful. That's always super useful in doing reports. If not, that's all good, though. I'll see if I can get a video, or if not, I'll just report that description itself. Jeez. The cooler just has infinite problems. That and the Slayer, man. Seems like never ending. Well, look who it is. What's up, Chris? Fortunately, Chris is friendly. Otherwise, that just would have been a stream snipe.
Almost at extraction zone.
I know better.
Chopper on site.
Helo arrived.
What's up with the constant resetting of settings practically every time I log in and out? Been going on for quite a while now.
Enemy patrol detected.
Yeah, I think it's just a bug. I don't know.
Pick up. Begun.
I know what you mean.
Contaminated gear.
Thanks for reporting, but I will say 30 plus in a row with not a single bonus item is definitely a bug. I agree with you. It's just always, you know, you have to approach these things, whatever word you want to use, analytically or scientifically, just in case. But yes, that would appear to be a problem. But when you're dealing with statistics and chance, you never want to arrive at a conclusion too early when there is another possible explanation. But like I said, I agree that that sounds like a problem. All right, me and Chris got our extraction done. Very nice.
Finishing extraction.
What did I end up selecting?
Base.
Oh, I don't want that. Give me PvP, please. We'll go for... Will this be Summit? I'll do Summit. Right, cheers, sir. I did see some people asking in the chat if we can group up for the Legendary. I've, unfortunately, and I put a note on my thing this time so I would remember, because the past several streams I've not. Until they fix the Xbox invite issue, I'm unfortunately probably not going to do invites for stuff, because it's so hit or miss that I feel bad telling people that we can group up and then it doesn't work out. And like I said, literally half the time it does not work. So, unfortunately, until they fix that problem on Xbox, I'm probably going to be doing most stream content solo. Where do you report stuff for the game? The best method is to either go to Ubisoft Support's website. However, the better method, I think, is to go to the game's, or sorry, to Ubisoft's Discord server. And then if you go to the Division section, there's like a forum where you can actively report issues. And most of the time, you'll get a reply from a support agent. So that would be my recommendation, is to join Ubisoft's Discord server and make a report in the Division 2 subcategory. All right, we're going to go to Summit. Are they even aware of it? I'm sure they have to be. I mean, I think I've reported it a long time ago myself. I'm sure other people did too. The problem with, you know, with that stuff is, as we've heard many times over the years, stuff that seems like it would be an easy fix sometimes ends up not being. Whereas the stuff that seems like it's super complex ends up being an easy fix. Then it's a matter of priority, because you know, they're aware of thousands of different bugs, but whether or not, well, obviously they can't do them all at once, so you have to figure out which ones to do in what order. I don't want to make excuses or say stuff that I don't know about, but so yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that one. All right, we'll turn these back on. That all looks good. Oh, this is all good already. Perfect.
agent detected.
What's up, Nuclear? If the developers have time to make Survival 2.0 and the Retaliations mode, so they have time to make more legendary missions. It's not really a matter of time, right? I mean, in theory, they could spend their time making whatever kind of content they like. But it's about resources, you know? You have this many people who can accomplish this, making this much new content in a set amount of time. And so it's just about what are they prioritizing making in the current moment. The Survivors thing seems like it's its own project that they've gotten new resources to make.
Hostile explosive trap.
But as far as the usual team that we know,
Hostile powered your drone.
yeah, they've invested in doing Retaliations this season. We know we're getting the companion feature next season. Those all take, you know, people and time to figure out and build. So it's just a matter of what are they investing their time into at the moment. If it were me, I would love for them to focus on more PvP stuff, but if they were to do that, that would detract from them doing new season features or working on new legendary missions, like you said. So it's all a give and take.
Agent eliminated.
What's going on, Mallory? How you doing? Climbing the ladder, yeah. Trying to get my gold, if you will. Are you going to stream Battlefield 6 when it comes out? I don't know about stream. Never say never. I'm certainly going to be playing it. But yeah, I don't know yet if I'll do a stream on it. This companion thing is a terrible idea. Why do you think so? Striker Hazard with Memento, yes. I think it's the one that I had sent you the other week. It's the same one I've been using most of the season. Come on. I don't like using AI companions in any game, really. But in general, it just feels weak. If I want to play with someone, I don't need an AI forced on me. Well, it won't be forced. They said it's going to be tied to the seasonal modifiers, which you can always turn off. And I do get that, but I also think we probably need to wait and see what they're actually planning, you know? Although I don't think they're going to do this. Some people have speculated that they might give us something similar to what the Chinese version has, where you have like a little mini drone that follows you and gives you like different buffs. If it's something like that, then that's mostly, you know, unobstructive to gameplay and all that. Or we could be getting a freaking, I don't know, Marauder drone that rains down rockets on people. We just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. But I do hear you. I get you. I'm not someone, you know, there's been people for years who have been like, they should give us a dog companion and all this stuff. I don't really care about that much. Like, when they announced the companion thing, I wasn't like super hyped because I just don't personally care that much, but I'm still interested to see what they're going to do. We'll have to wait and see.
Terminal accessed.
They better give us a warhound with in the sassy voice lines. That would be kind of hilarious if it had its own voice. I walked around saying
EMP
stuff.
jammer detected nearby. System disrupted. System restored.
Oh, that's the comment I was looking for. Violence before said people tend to have a misguided idea of what development takes when it comes to bug fixes. It takes more time to verify and reproduce and all that. Yeah.
System malfunctioning.
And that's why, you know, I get plenty of accusations of people saying that I'm not harsh enough on the devs or I'm not critical enough or whatever. When I like something, I say when I like it, and when I don't, I don't. But I also don't try and go out of my way to be overly critical to a profession that I have no clue what it takes to do behind the scenes, right? I'm not a game developer. I haven't gone to game design school. I don't know how coding works.
System reactivated.
All I can really report on is my thoughts and feelings as a consumer. But that's why I also never, you know, I don't personally subscribe to the, when people are like, oh, they're so lazy because they didn't do this and lazy because of that. It's like some of the stories that I've heard about what really goes on behind the scenes trying to get stuff done. It's a lot. And, you know, just the other day, people, even Insider Gaming wrote an article about Pale's tweet where he was like, yeah, when we restarted the game after Season 4, we started with 5 people, and we had to build it up from there. And I saw so many people being like, oh, I had no idea that they had 5 people one time. That's no wonder some of this stuff took so long. And I'm like, yeah, that's that's what I've been trying to say for all this time. Doesn't mean you still, you know, should be critical when things could be better, but you have to put stuff in perspective. What's up, Aussie? Very good to see you. How you doing today?
Incoming. High risk hostile.
Damien, what's going on? Next Gen, how are you? Bunch of people jumping in. Rogers as well, what's up? Who's left? Someone up top? No, right here. Was that my prior objective? Yes. I was like, shouldn't it be? Two identical skill-aced mods. I'm glad they ultimately decided to restart development. I doubt I'd be here goofing off with everyone otherwise. Oh, me too. Had they not continued on after Season 4, I would not have invested in a YouTube channel. I would have played, you know, had they ever returned to the Division IP or done to Division 3, of course I would have played that. But, yeah, I would not be here. All right, back to DC.
Safe area entered.
Going back into Dark Zone, so I will put this on. Any luck with the Lexi? I don't think I've gotten one yet, no. I'm not super far in. I'm only at 140. I haven't had a ton of time to play in the last week with everything going on. But I think I've gotten... The rarest things I've gotten is I got a Nemesis, and then I got a Slayer and a First Sight. But I've yet to get some of the other ones. What I've learned in coming up on 20 years spent in online games as a player is that it's rarely the developers that are a holdup. Yeah. Yeah, if you give people enough space and enough time and enough money, most things can get done. When higher ups start to constrict on those things is when you run into a lot more issues.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
When does the current manhunt end? In 2 weeks. September 9th is the start of the new season. BVR, are you on Discord? You can send it to me there. Worst case, you could email it to me, although I try not to promote people contacting me there because it's mostly meant for admin stuff. But if you're on Discord, that's the easiest way.
Hostiles detected.
Yeah, no worries. If you can either search it up, my username is just RogueGold, or if you join our Discord server, you can find me then in the member list. Be sure it's the right person. But I mean, I've got my profile picture and everything. Thanks for sending that over. Yeah, I was totally unaware that there was one going on in conflict. What? Who just revived you? The hell was that? Okay.
Landmark has been cleared.
PvP short. Open a chest using a key. Got that done. That's my favorite when you can back-to-back those two. I earned myself one reroll. PvP. Easy south. Okay. We'll go extract. We'll get that part done. This is my favorite part of the event, is just stringing these objectives together. It's pretty handy. So I should not be sending you memes in your DMs? No, Akito, that's... If I only ever got bug reports in my DMs, then they wouldn't be fun to open. But since I get the fun stuff too, then it's worthwhile, you know? Can't email you love letters anymore.
Helo inbound.
Y'all are free to do whatever you'd like. You've earned that right. Just in general, I don't share that one out as much because it's... If all I received was thousands of love letters a day, which would be wonderful, it would be harder to find some of the other stuff that I'm looking for on there. Your Tinkerer build video is a lifesaver. I'm melting enemies. Thank you. You're very welcome, Elijah. Glad you like it. I assume you mean the ongoing directive one. But yeah, very glad you enjoy it. What about a bug report and a meme? At that point, I might have to send you over to MySpace. I feel like that better encapsulates kind of the blend, you know?
Extraction helo Almost within range.
And sometimes, contrary to outsider popular opinion, bosses do know what the engine limitations are. It's not just about money all the time. Yeah. I mean, that's, again, the whole huge side of it is that so many people who play games just don't understand what goes into making them, which is not their job. But if you then turn around and say that the people making the games are lazy and unoriginal and can't do their job when you don't know what the limitations are, that's also probably not not the best practice. Okay, DZ south. I'm gonna need kills though. I need to find some people to get that project done. MySpace mentioned. Does it still exist? Feels like it's from the Stone Age. I don't know. I feel like it does. Maybe.
We're going in 15 seconds.
But I have no idea. No new shop items? Not this week. They did bring the recruiter back, in case you want to pick that up. But no. They're probably, I mean, this point usually things are pretty low until, obviously 2 weeks from now we'll get a bunch of new stuff with the new season. Blindy, that is blasphemy that you're spreading. What do you mean? That there are other games out there? That I can do other things than play the Division? That's nonsense. But no, I agree. I think, again, none of this is to say that efforts shouldn't be made to make the game as best as it can be from the dev side. But if you're super dissatisfied with something, you can go do other stuff in the meantime. Take a week break, take a month break, take a 6-month break, you know? If something is truly making you that frustrated or upset at it, games are meant to be enjoyed. So if you're not enjoying it, it's okay to take a break. Normally, then, when you take those breaks and you come back, the game is all that much more enjoyable for it because you've done other stuff, you've given it some time, and hopefully it's even better when you return. Hey there, good friend. I need some kills for my project. Would you mind helping me get a Lexington by me killing you? Thank you. I'm so sorry. You get a gift. That was really the last ad in the landmark that he killed? What kind of timing is that? I have like 4,000 hours in Destiny. I had to learn it too. Yeah. If the Summer Swarm caches are glitched, they need to either give it away, like the login, or give us a blueprint. Yeah, I'm curious if they do identify that there's an issue, what the path will be. The thing to remember, too, that I was saying earlier is that stretch goals are likely going to be a thing. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed that they will be a thing every single season from here on out. So there will be more chances to get it in the future. But yeah, if people grinded a ton and not knowing there was a bug and didn't get it this time around, that would be tough. So I don't know what they're going to do. Someone called a North Extract. I'm going to go take them out as well for project progress. I need this game to have offline. Hit him when your shots get delayed. That's another huge topic that falls into the wow, devs are lazy, why don't they do this kind of thing? I've seen people say that, like, wow, they're so lazy they don't want to add offline mode. The Division currently only works because it's online. They specifically... Hang on, I'm getting into something that I was not really prepared for. Hang on here. These guys are a little bit more prepared and capable than I was expecting. Dang.
Vital signs critical.
Alright, different build time.
Agent down.
One of them's name is Cheat Codes. That's probably not a great sign.
Agent killed.
What are we talking about? Oh, yes. So the game is currently, the way it's set up is that cloud computing handles things like loot generation. It handles
Entering safe area.
NPC function, that kind of stuff. And they offload those things onto cloud computation so that your local hardware, specifically the consoles mostly, can handle stuff like graphics and all those other processes. So to make an offline mode isn't theoretically impossible, but they have said that if that were to be a thing they ever try and do, the game would probably look radically different, because to now put all those things on the local hardware processing, you have to then reduce things like graphical fidelity and all that. So it's, again, it's just things that we as players don't know about, because why would we?
Returning to base.
Dang.
Serious trauma detected.
Well, this might not have been the right crowd for me to pick a fight with.
Helo is headed back. Safe area detected. Exiting safe room.
Come
Helo
this
is
way.
returning to base.
If I can wipe them just once, I think my project will be done. Alright, this is perfect. Get them while they're distracted by the ads.
Engaging landmark. Hostile defender drone.
And then run when they try and push you. Ah! Let me go.
Immediate medical assistance
Please.
needed. Agent down.
Alright, new strategy here.
Safe area entered.
RG game destroyed, not something you see every day. People have this conception that I'm like an incredibly good PvP player. I'm really pretty average as far as like the dedicated PvP audience goes.
Now entering an invaded.
If it's a 3v1 against 3 people who are all pretty good at the game, I'm probably losing most of the time. That's just how it goes.
Landmark engaged. Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Well, that was awkward. I didn't think they would be on me that quickly. Ah. Oh, Chris is here too.
Hostile volunteer drone
Oh, we got somebody else.
detected.
Hang on.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Got one down.
Nickel
2 down.
agent killed.
Hang on, there's people now.
Native gear. Rogue agent
Oh.
neutralized.
Oh,
Native gear.
I was not ready. I was not ready.
Engaging landmark. Siri.
All right, how many more kills do I need?
Safe area detected.
2 more. I think we can get that.
Entering invaded dark zone.
Yeah, they backed me up for a total of like 2 seconds and then it was over. Don't worry, me and Chris got this. I also do still need to finish this.
Hostile restore hive
Good lord.
detected.
I'm just getting bullied everywhere I go. Alright, they're all sitting in that hallway. Trying to get my stacks up.
Here they come!
Does he have hazard? Oh, this is bad. He's not care in the least. Oh,
Hostile defender drone detected.
tragic.
Immediate medical assist. Entering safe area.
Well, like I said, I should watch my own DZ videos.
Entering an invaded dog zone.
All just comes down to player skill and what build they got, right? These two were just gonna camp the checkpoint. Now I feel really.
Hostile bomb
Now I'm really not doing well.
detected.
That didn't give him sledge. Are you kidding me? If I get sledge on one of them, I'll probably be good.
Hostile explosive single mine detected.
Oh no, I put sledge on myself. I got it on him. Oh, his friend. No, that's somebody else. Shoot, dude. This is bad. I'm sandwiched in between two groups. Yeah, hit these guys. Hit these guys. Don't hit me. I'm friendly.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Nice. Got one.
Rogue agent eliminated. Detonating gear detected.
There we go. That part of the project is done.
Neutralized.
I still don't think I've completed a
Gear.
landmark this whole time.
Rogue agent neutralized.
Alright, well that was successful. Yeah, we just need the extraction. Perfect. Ooh. Well, that was something.
Landmark engaged.
Oh, Keita spins let me in, coach. It's alright, I think we're good. That's also part of the problem with when I'm farming like this is that I'm about to leave here. I'm just jumping all over for wherever the XP takes me.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
But Chris had my back. Oh, we did get everybody in. Chris and Nikita were both here. That's hilarious.
Detecting additional hostile contacts. DZ drop incoming.
The bells. We do have to watch out for these guys sneaking up behind us because there are still rogues going about. Oh my goodness, and it's we have everybody in here. Bing Bong's here as well. That's hilarious. Okay.
Landmark cleared.
Shoot, we're out of PvP ones. But I do need to extract. Alright. Until we're done in this DZ, we'll get everybody in. If my invites will work. Half the time they don't.
Priority objective
Invites were
available.
sent. We'll see if they actually go through. Are PvP ones good, or should I just be farming strongholds? A lot of people have said that strongholds are apparently
Invite to another agent's group.
the best way to go about it. If that's what the numbers are saying, then you should go with that.
Another agent has been
I don't need
promoted
like
to
maximum
leader.
efficiency on it, so I'm mostly going for stuff that I enjoy doing. In which case PvP works out well for me. Like I get a decent amount of progress
Agent
doing
has
that.
joined your group.
Just turn this into a DZ stream. I'm down to go fight these guys once after I extract, but then we do gotta keep going with the stretch goals, of course. We gotta. Partially because I haven't actually finished it yet. I still need 2 of the
Inbound.
vanity items.
Extraction called
Well, there we go. We got everybody in. Alright, I'm going to switch builds then. I'll go back to... We'll be cheesy. We'll go with this. This is my, like, super corny build that I put together recently. Which, under normal circumstances, I would feel bad about running. But with all the cheese in PvP these days, it seems like you either run something cheesy or you lose. Unfortunately. It's more fun to do varied stuff. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and that's why I like the priority objective system, is because jumping around and doing like quick bits of different content is fun to me.
Forming up.
now detecting contaminated gear. Extraction helo almost within range.
So are these guys still in here? Where did that group go? Unless they're about to pull up on us somehow. No one's on the nearby.
Helo is on site.
Sending you the cooler glitch clip. Cool. Seems like it increases. Gotcha. I will. Oh. They did pull up. Okay. Alright, here we go. Team fight.
Pick up. Begun.
An agent needs assistance.
These two, y'all messed with the wrong people. You don't understand what kind of backup I called in for this.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Oh, there's the rest.
And we're outbound.
Like I said, people are dropping. This isn't good. And I've got no kits left. Nikito, it's me and you. It's me and you.
Hostile
He's immune?
detected.
Of course I went for the one guy who has full hazard.
Agent needs assistance.
Well, I got the project done at least.
Helo is headed back.
Shoot. I messed up my timing. How are they all immune? Oh, because someone's got Cavalier.
Vital signs critical.
That's a good play.
Agent incapacitated.
Ride phone them? I would never. I can't run ride phone. Just kidding. Don't I have it equipped on this build?
Safe area detected.
It wouldn't work because they're running Cavalier, so they're all sharing protection with each other. Alright, we gotta try and wipe these guys once, though. That's the goal.
Entering invaded dark zone.
But we did complete our weekly project there, which is great. You guys gotta run.
Hostile restore hive detected. Hostile hive detected.
For them to have a healer and...
Five rogue agent killed.
Yeah, this is bad. This is real bad.
Engaging landmark.
Good lord, what kind of damage you got on there? Capacitor?
An agent
Yeah.
needs assistance.
I'll be honest, crew, I don't think we're gonna beat these guys. They're pretty completely optimized 4-stack with cab and capacitors.
Agent down.
I'll give it one more shot and then we're gonna continue on with the
Now
XP farm.
invaded dog zone.
I like how people are asking, oh, well, we got one. You got a little too confident. People are asking what build I'm running when I'm like doing terribly. Alright, well hang on, we might be able to do something now that one's down.
Engaged. Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Can someone push the other side maybe? If we split them up, that would help. Oh, let me put this on. Yeah, Kaz, if you go that side, then at least we can... split them a little bit. I hit one with sledge. Their healer. That would actually be an ideal time to beam him if we can. We got him. Nice. Perfect. Perfect. One more. He's gonna run. Wonderful plays. I got you, Chris. Wonderful plays there, team.
Hostile defender drone detected.
See if I can't cut him off over here.
Engaging landmark.
He went back down under. That's smart. Yo boy, the Tinkerer symbol that shows up for teammates for whatever reason stays red, even when they have it active. So that's just how it displays for whatever reason. I meant for PvE, what build are you running currently? I've got a lot of builds for PvE. I switch pretty often depending on what content I'm running. If you have like a particular type you're asking about, I can try and point you in the right direction. Almost got him. Hit him, hit him. Nice.
Auto drop expired.
And I was all intimidated by these guys, but
Agent neutralized nearby.
it's not going too well for him.
Dead.
Panda. Panda.
Hostile explosive seeker mine detected.
Nice. Good stuff, Kaz.
Rogue agent neutralized.
He's meeting a guy right up here.
Agent down.
Is that a player that Cruz ran into? Now they're just going to run forever until they can finally regroup. What's a good expertise level to be at as a new player? As a new player, I don't think there's many expectations for you to have expertise levels at all. That's mostly like a later on in the end game kind of thing to invest into. I would say shade levels are probably more important at your current progression point. Yeah, go up. Oh, we got him.
Rogue agent.
Come on, Sosa, it's a 1v1. I've got nobody with me. You don't want to face me in a 1v? Come on. There we go, there's 2 of them now. Now they'll turn. I got him with Sledge. They're gonna try and pull someone out of the door here too. Get him, team! Get him! That's one. He's about his flag, yep.
Hostile restore hive detected.
Got this one on Sledge.
System.
He's weak, he's weak.
Rogue agent.
Is that all of them? Oh my goodness, where's the... Oh, it is, it is. Good stuff, guys. Very good stuff indeed. We had to wipe that squad at least once. That was fantastic. All right, now I feel like I can continue on with the farm faithfully. Beautiful stuff. All right. Papa Bear said I'm at 3,200. In general, I mean, getting to like 10, 15 expertise, at least then you have some levels, you know? I feel like once you get past 10, that's where it starts to get a bit more grindy because your options are more limited for how you can continue upgrading. So I'd aim for 10 at your level. Merc said, what build do you currently recommend running with the Lexington for PvE? I mean, it's hard to go with anything else than just Striker. This is a great... I'm screenshotting this right here. Actually, no, I'll get a little clip of this. This is a fantastic moment right here. Good stuff. All right. GG's to Chris, Aikido, and Kaz for jumping in. Having my back in the DZ. Much appreciated.
You have left the group.
All right. On with the farm. Although I think we're probably getting close to the end here. Sorry, Merc, Arcade was asking about Lexington builds. It's still hard to recommend anything other than Striker. I like this version a lot. Pretty much swap out the Primary here for the Lexington. You got 4 Striker with the backpack. Obliterate on your chest piece. Exodus gloves are really nice for solo play. And then you just have the Lexington here with probably Killer as the talent. Yeah, or any other version of Striker is going to be good. Richard, what's going on, man? Long time no see with the classic dead game comment. I know, such dead. There was no one in that DZ at all. How's it going, dude? Feel like I haven't heard from you in a while. Let's see, how close are we to... We're almost at 143, which would give us another cache. far as projects, we've done them all except for Legendary and Summit. I say we take the mission. Do bank headquarters. I'm gonna throw back on that striker loadout I had just for fun. Oh, my caches are almost full. I should probably deal with that. But yeah, we're gonna finish out our stretch goals progress for this one, and then I'm gonna open all the streams, or all the caches at once and see what we get. PvP is not my forte at all. Well, you should feel good about the fact that we won that, because those guys were definitely quite competent. They had good builds, they had good team play. We were simply better. But no, I appreciate you still backing me up, man. GG's. Do I need any of this? No. Life, and more life, dude. Glad you're still pumping in the Div universe. Hell yeah, man. I saw Survival is coming back. Yes, it is. And that is going to be something. I'd say pretty deserved for us after what happened with Heartland, you know? But no, it's quite exciting. Level 15 expertise, is it good? Pretty much any expertise is good, you know? You're still getting you're over leveling beyond what your build can normally do. So totally, 15 is good. All right, I had this and this, that. I'm trying to remember how I had this set up. Nope, not that one. Perfect. Alright, let's get at bank headquarters. Oh, wait. I wanted to put on a shield. Just have a little bit of protection there. Exclusive coming in with the 199. Thank you so much. Said, do you think Div 3 is going to be crossplay? Yes, I do. Pretty much soon after the Division 2 came out is when Ubisoft made it so that basically all of their new games came with crossplay. The only reason it's such a challenge to retroactively implement into Division 2 is because the game was made without it in mind when they first developed it. But yeah, pretty much every new Ubisoft game, and just games in general nowadays, do have it. So I'm quite confident that we will see it in Division 3. Thank you very much for the $2. That's very kind of you. Crossplay is industry standard now? Yeah, pretty much. Especially for a game like Division, you know. Online, MMO-focused type of deal, yeah. So yeah, I'm rocking Fast Hands and Killer right now. And it's not obviously like the highest DPS option, but fast hands is quite fun. Get those snappy reloads going. Melted.
Key card. Looks like that key card is the one we were looking for.
Hostile radio intercepted.
What's up, Reaper? It's going quite well, my friend. How are you?
Everyone back at headquarters.
I've just been chilling, doing my thing. Division's getting a lot of great stuff, so I'm content. Also, this is just snappy, dude. This is fun. This might be my new go-to, like, general content thing when I'm not trying to, like, max out
The vault's just up
damage.
ahead.
Authentication successful. Access granted. Hostile radio intercepted.
The alarm! Fucking division got into the vault. It's cool.
Roy said I finally got Lexington after Battle Pass level 210. Well, congrats on getting it.
They pulled
That
up
is
the
certainly a
president
grind, though.
wreckage. Agent, you've got a new assignment. Find out where the president is being held and get him back. Sync Isaac with a bank security system. There should be a data center near
What build is this? I'm just doing Striker with Tinkerer, SMGs, Killer, and Fast Hands with Obliterate on the chest. And I'm using Palisade just for a little bit more survivability so I get more armor on kill. Just a fun little unserious heroic
Beginning
build.
search query.
Alright, I learned my lesson last time I played this, which I think was on stream, which is to not leave this room. Otherwise, whoa. Before the timer's up. Otherwise it cancels the objective. I must stay right here. As of the level 40 boost, overcapping on mules still work. Any chance of the devs just raising the cap on materials? What do you mean by overcapping on mules, Libertarian? I don't know about them increasing the caps. I don't really know what the... I don't know if it's a data storage reason as for why they've capped in there, or if it's just a game design decision in terms of they don't want people hoarding a ton. I have no idea.
Search query finished. Subject located.
President Ellis. I'll have a helicopter on standby to extract him.
initiated.
That doesn't
more?
sound good. Isaac, do you have a way out of the vault?
Searching for a way out of the vault. 0 matches.
Piece of shit wristwatch. Okay, let me see. You can punch through the
If
west
someone told me
wall,
last summer I was
still
going to be
running
more
alongside
invested
your
and
position.
interested in Div 2 than
Come on,
Destiny
shot,
this
the only
time,
one
I'd
we
call
got.
them crazy. Blindy, had you played Division before, or did you join on specifically in the last
Plot a
year?
path to the president's location.
Highlighting most expedient route.
Son of a bitch, it actually worked. Thanks, Isaac.
Vital signs critical.
Give him an earpiece and get him on comms.
I have to wait for the... Oh, look at how much hustle he's putting in. Look at that. Look at that. He's taking this very seriously.
Heads up, we're inbound to your location. Coming in over the HU. Keep your heads down. We're gonna make a hole.
Oh, I forgot you can't actually cross in this version. Well, this sucks to take on with 2 SMGs. See if this helps. Oh, yeah.
We see you. You're clear to attach. Go, go, go!
Blighty said, played Div 1, Alpha, Beta, the game, and then Survival rolled into 2. Come back every so often.
Well, that's a load of shit.
Gotcha. Long break when they say they were going to loop seasons. Yeah. Yeah, that's when a lot of people very fairly dropped out. But the progress we made from then until now is kind of astounding. The fact that we got a DLC earlier this year, that we got Survival coming, that they've got... We're back now to like 3-month seasons with new features and modes. Like, it's pretty crazy. Glad to have you back. Bushweed, I'm on Xbox. I'm not on PC. I don't know why I went that way specifically. Ow.
Serious trauma detected.
Just jump down here, man. Whoa! That was intense. Now we jump down. Nice.
Agent requesting backup.
Of course, no more PvP ones. Michael with another 5 gifteds. Thank you so much, man. Excuse me. Going to Bushweed, Johnny, hope I'm saying that right, Corey, Adept, and Art. 5 more freaking people coming to Rogue Studios, courtesy of Acid Jack. If y'all are here, please drop a thank you. How many does that take us to this stream? 55 new members as of this stream. All because of some very generous individuals. Michael, thank you again, man. As always. Treasy, what's up? Been following you for mad years, can never catch a live. What's up, dude? Unfortunately, I'm close to wrapping this up, but I'm super glad you can make it. Thanks for being here. Andrew's got to head out. You have a good one as well, man. Hope you have a good rest of your day and week. I just logged off for a break, didn't get my usual notification that you were streaming. Yeah, YouTube kind of sucks. Sometimes it just doesn't update people. But good to see you, Harlan. Glad you were able to make it. All right. So, I think we're probably going to call the farming there. We're going to pull out all of the caches that we got from the what's it called? And let's see what we get. So we got 4 of the summer swarms to open. We'll get these other ones done first. Again, I still need 2 vanity items. And then we'll see if we can pull a Lexington or something else. Alright. Here we go. No bonus items. Alright. We got that. I still need the chest piece for that. So there we go. The chest piece and a Liberty. So this is what I was saying earlier to people who were saying that you couldn't get like multiple bonus drops. You can. Not to say that it's still without its faults, but you can get those. Alright, last one. We now have all of the... Yeah, we have all the vanity items. So there we go. We got a Liberty, but not the Lexington. Fortunately, I don't need one. So let's throw that on, since we got the full fit now. So yeah, to recap, this stream we talked a lot about the stretch goals and improvements that hopefully we can see them make in future seasons. I doubt they're going to do anything this current season. I think this is kind of set in stone while they're rolling into the next update. What is this called? Warrior Wasp. I would love to go through and recap everything we talked about, but my voice is feeling pretty hoarse right now. So I invite anyone who joined later on to go back and listen to the first, 15 minutes of the stream. We really got into some of the big changes that I think a lot of people want to see. That, and then the backpack. There we go. If you ever wanted to be a bug in the Division 2, this is your this is your chance right here. I've appreciated all your content over the years, Division 1 player. Hell yeah, man. Thank you, thank you. You get them because you still have the wasp thing to get. It's after you have those. You're saying once you've collected all the vanity things, you can't pull a named item and an exotic in one go. I've seen pictures of it, though. So I think you can. It's just obviously very unlikely to happen because it's 10% chances. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really care for this set that much. I would probably rather we don't have weird techno bug outfits in the game, but what you gonna do? So there you go. At least the pressure is off for me to keep doing stretch goals because I've got everything I need out of there. But yeah, like I said, there are definitely improvements they can make to the system. The community has voiced that pretty loudly. Highly recommend checking out the start of the stream if you want to hear more of my expanded thoughts on that. Because my voice is kind of done for the day after doing a video right before the stream and then talking a bunch during the stream. Thank you all so much for tuning in, though. We had a ton of people here, like close to 500 people the entire time, which is amazing. 250 likes. Huge shout out and thank you to everybody who gifted memberships or donated today. Ton of generosity from everybody as usual. Because y'all are the best. If you did not see my video this morning, they surprise announced that a second PTS phase is coming tomorrow for next season. If you want all the news on that, feel free to check that out. So if there's stuff to report, I'll do videos on that in the coming days. Otherwise, we're getting ready for next season, which is 2 weeks from today. Seeing if I'm missing any last things here. HMob said, I've learned a lot of things about the Division 2. Thanks, RogueGold. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching the videos, tuning into the content. Your thoughts on the abridged mask stacking talents? It's bad. They need to fix it. I do know they're aware of that one, so hopefully it gets fixed up soon. Oh, no worries, Harlan. I appreciate you making it at the end, and I know it's YouTube's fault that sometimes it doesn't send out notifications. So yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out. As always, much love. Appreciate you. As I said, stay tuned for PTS stuff. If there's anything to report, I will. I don't really know yet. We'll check it out tomorrow. But yeah, new season on the way. Plenty of stuff. So that's all I got. And until I see you next, you know the thing. I was really going to not say RogueGold out because it seems cheesy, but I'll say it. Oh, but not after we thank Mallory for the $20. Just saying, be safe. Mallory, you don't have to be donating. I should be donating to you. Thank you, as always, for everything you do to help the community, but thank you very much for that. All right, I will say it indeed. I will say it. RogueGold. Out.